Hello, friends. The idea of making something, any application, any website, for real world scenario to solve any problem is what has been the majority stake for anyone to resolve something. So, my point here comes we are using AI for a longer period of time, but the breakthrough we are looking for is very far away or not, we don't know. There is an uncertainty we don't know about. So the things has gone been quite progress at a particular domain in which we have seen the progress of AI to be a remarkable. But there are certain, and now we will see that we are stuck, maybe stuck, or we are progressing in a linear way towards AGI. Maybe that's what we are thinking of. But to reach artificial general intelligence, the process or the idea we have, like using in AI, using machine learning, under machine learning, basically it's all about like three domains, which is supervised learning, semi-supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So generally, we have seen much progress in supervised learning. All the classification thing you have seen, everybody can do it right now, and it's a very easy task right now, and that is only because of some people has make their effort to make it very easy for us to use and make something very quicker way, like using some framework like keras. So you can, while coding, it won't be much problem, so the other disciplinary people can come and like make use of machine learning very wisely. So but we were talking about supervised learning. In supervised learning, we know what supervised learning and how it progressed throughout the year. Either knowing about something dog or hot dog, knowing about the classification of cars, trees, anything. We have done this one very successfully. Jan LeCun, he was the like deep learning convolutional neural network was like done by him. He has done research. So heroes like him has done so many things, and now we can use it very wisely, very nicely to build any application. But point is, uh, at this stage we have seen some remarkable remarkable application in unsupervised learning, where you can see like GPT-2, GTC2, GTC2, in which you can see that the article has been written by given millions of previous training data set to learn, and but there is no level here, so it is unsupervised learning. It's try to generate the remaining lines on behalf of it, or you give a certain small chunks and it will try to figure out or try to write an essay about it, or somewhat like you can say that it is make a good progress on it, or generating images using some of the very nice algorithm like variational autoencoder, so that whatever the dimension you feed in, you get exactly same. So kind of a, it's a very good, like in a way we can say. But the idea of making something as good as human or beyond that, the idea of reaching singularity here is like quite far. So this was the part where unsupervised learning, the part of deep learning where unsupervised learning was producing too much good result here. But as you can see, we if we want to reach to AGI, we need to like there was a saying that we need to merge reinforcement learning plus deep learning, so that that can make us like subdomain of AI, like fully AI something. But things are being done like that, like you can see in some of the application, you will see has been use of the reinforcement learning plus the deep learning to make certain applications, or certain research work has been done on this particular domain. But right now we have to see the best way to reach reinforcement learning. Like, we don't know about that, but it is to be believed that uh, it should be more of an interaction with the real world. So whatever the application you are building, or whatever learning or intelligent agent you are building, it should be interacting with the real world to solve the real problem, to gain an intelligence of a human being. Because we human being learn with interacting with the real world most of the time, yes, but when we go to school, certain thing changes. And as you can see, like, that is the result of education system being failed. Okay, that's a different domain to talk about. But right now, the person who deals with the real environment and try to understand it and make a solve their problem, whatever the subdomain problem he faces in his life day to day, he try to solve the problem and build a ladder, successful solve the ladder to reach to towards whatever the goal he wants in his life. So that's how he learned and become intelligent, not only, and become a person who knows what is required when, and to apply uh, all this, like his intuition to solve something or create something that other can be inspired of. So right now we are talking about reinforcement learning. And as you can see, the many progress of reinforcement learning is from the domain of game. Like, in game environment, you can see so many, like cardboard, you can see all. There was a very good world model was there, AlphaGo was there, Dota 2 was there. So these all the, in the game environment, reinforcement learning is playing a very important role. But we have to do something, we have to shift our priority in order to learn our machine or an agent to be good enough, very good enough to deal with the real world problem. And for that, the idea of translating the real world and towards the reinforcement learning problem is the main gap here. We have to solve or translate, we have to figure out a way, very way that is computationally possible to solve such thing from a real world, in a environment, in a, like, simulation. Like, whatever we are trying in reinforcement learning is under one simulation. If we try those things in the real world, there is an uncertainty, there is a uncertainty, stake is high, their risk stake is too much high. So my idea of here in this podcast is to understand what we can do. Before that, I will be going through all the reinforcement learning things has been done, or progress has been done in the simulation, or you can say in the environment, in the game environment. Then we will try to interact with the real world. Like, for example, real world, you can see the stock market prediction, holding the some of the limited parameters, because there are so many other parameters which you cannot, you don't know, or you don't have much idea. But the highest factors, like, which has much effect in making the decision of the stock market to go up and down, when to buy or sell, or making a portfolio management, in this kind of thing we will try to make something out of it, try to understand what's the real world thing we can pull out from here, things we can pull out from here. So yeah, that's the thing, we will try to understand it for. But before trying to solve the real world problem, we have to understand whole scenario of reinforcement learning, its terms. And the prerequisite to understanding of this is not much, it's just like you should know a little bit of deep learning, because since it is one of the way to merge both of them in a high architecture to solve some problem, so it can be used there. If you know back propagation, you know little bit of math, then it's okay to go by here. So it's not much requirement, you know Python, then it will be much good, as 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 we gonna, like, more of a coding, programming the entire thing here. So it will be done in Python, it is much accessible, and all the environment and all things are made in Python. So it will be